back on the subject of your life story,
Mm-hmm.
Daphne Sherman, of Ben Sherman affiliated, wouldn't say fame, but it's sort of fame, isn't it? It was like a rags to riches, back to rags, to riches, to rags. It was a roller coaster.
Yeah, but I suppose you could say fame. The only reason is, I mean, I kept quiet about it for many years, but then people find out, my God, you're Mrs. Ben Sherman. Oh my God, you're a legend.
You obviously, Mrs. Ben Sherman. What do you make of it when you see it as just it's like synonymous with just everyday fashion, and you was there to see it? What does it make you feel? It's like Fred Perry, or I'm sure there is a Miss Fred Perry somewhere.
I'm proud of Ben.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You hated him.
Not in the beginning, of course I didn't.
Of course, okay, yeah.
Of course I didn't. But in the beginning, when he was really hard working, and he literally made it happen.
He got lucky, didn't he?
Those are his words, actually.
Would you say he was talented, or was he
wasn't
lucky?
lucky. He wasn't lucky. Those were his words.
Right.
And people used to say to him, "What's the secret of your success?" And he just used to look at them and say, "I got lucky." But it wasn't. He worked really hard.
He did.
He worked it. It was persistency, and he was living in California, and he came back to England, and that's when he decided to set up manufacturing shirts in England, and he had all the patterns, and he was coming out with all, prints that men didn't normally wear, those colours and those designs, and in the 60s, in the early 60s. It was 62 when he first started, and
because England was very black and white, wasn't it?
And blue.
And blue.
A blue shirt for special occasions.
Yeah.
And starch collars as well, which gave all the men, the red lines around their necks, and people just said, there's no way, no, you're not going to make any money doing this. But he knew what he wanted, and he worked really hard, and he started off with one machinist working from her home, got the first of the samples and went round to local shops to show them, and they loved them. And it started off where the orders were coming in faster than he could actually produce them. And then he was able to move into a factory, and probably that's where a little bit of luck came in, because somebody who we actually both knew in Brighton went bankrupt, and he had a shirt factory, and Ben was able to move in with very little money. But we had a shop in Brighton.
Lots of shirts? Of 2,000?
Millions of shirts.
And did you have millions of shirts?
It was a good name.
Oh, okay.
It was a good name, and we had fabulous artwork.
Yeah. But you never run out of shirts.
We didn't run out of shirts, and the best part is it was a small shop, but where was the stockroom? Over the road in the factory. His finger was on the pulse of the Ben Sherman Company, and the thing was, the people who he actually sold out to, and the only reason he sold out to them was because he was so underfunded that he couldn't cover the orders that were coming in, and we had cloth waiting at the docks in New York.
Obviously, he went to America and he realised that particular cloth was something that England didn't have at the time.
The Oxford cloth.
Yeah.
Yes, which
so
was a loose weave cotton.
How did he pick up on that? How did he know?
But because that's what they were using in America.
So he was an innovator, wasn't he? He knew where to go and look at something.
But the thing is, in America, the Oxford cloth, with the loose weave, which was literally non-iron, it was a classic shirt in America. It was worn by the Ivy League. And
not the band?
No, not the band.
Yeah.
Not the band. The Ivy League, went to Harvard.
Yes.
And so it was a classic, but Ben brought it over to England and made it a high fashion item.